Have you ever noticed how everyone's trying to show you who they are, but rarely who they really are? Clothes, jobs, social media, they're all just surface. But what if I told you that to truly understand someone, you don't need to guess or analyze for hours? There are just two simple moments that reveal a person's real self, beyond all the masks and performances. These moments cut straight to the heart of who they are, and they will change how you see everyone around you, including yourself. It's wild how much we focus on what we see on the outside, how someone dresses, their job title, their social media posts. We get caught up in resumes, certificates, and the polished image people show the world, but all that can be just a mask. What really shows who someone is goes way deeper than appearances and surface-level charm. The truth isn't in the highlight reel or the carefully chosen words. It's in what they do when no one else is watching, when there's nothing to gain. Think about it. Real character shows when there's no reward, no spotlight. When someone treats a waiter, a cleaner, or a stranger with kindness and respect, without expecting anything back, that's where you find the truth. Because if kindness only shows up when it brings something in return, it's not kindness at all. It's just another act. The real test is what happens when there's no reason to be kind. Do they still act with patience and respect, or do they dismiss and ignore? This is where the mask slips and the real face appears. So appearances can be deceiving. We often mistake charm and confidence for goodness. But character isn't about how well someone performs or how polished their image looks. It's what remains beneath all that when there's no benefit in pretending. That's the real story we need to pay attention to. Two fundamental tests. There are two simple but powerful tests that can reveal a person's true character like nothing else. First, watch how they treat someone who can't offer them anything in return, no status, no favor, no advantage. Do they show kindness and respect, or do they ignore or belittle that person? And second, notice how they react when things don't go their way, when plans fall apart, or when life throws a curveball. Do they get bitter and blame others? Or do they find a way to stay humble and keep going? All the charm, intelligence, and polished smiles vanish when these two moments come into focus. These tests cut through the surface, showing what's really inside. First test, treating the powerless. The first test is all about how someone treats people who don't have any power or influence over them. Think about the people we often overlook: a waiter serving your table, a janitor cleaning the halls, a cashier counting change, or even a stranger with no status or connections. These are moments when the person has nothing to gain. No reward, no chance to impress. It's here you see the difference between true kindness and a fake act. When someone treats the powerless with patience, respect, and dignity, without expecting anything back, that's real character shining through. Because kindness that only appears when it benefits you isn't kindness at all. It's a strategy, a performance. But when kindness is genuine, it shows up even when nobody is watching or when there's nothing at stake. This test is powerful because it strips away all the usual reasons people behave well and asks a simple question. Do you care enough to be decent even when you don't have to be? You can use this test in your own life to understand people better and protect yourself. The next time you meet someone new, watch how they act toward people who can't offer them anything, like staff or strangers. Their true nature is often revealed here, hidden beneath layers of charm and ambition. It's a clear signal that tells you whether their kindness is real or just an act. This idea is important because in our world, success often rewards who can perform and impress. But real character, that's what stays when there's no audience and no benefit. So learning to recognize this in others and in yourself can guide you in building stronger, more genuine connections and knowing who truly deserves your trust. Second test, responding to adversity. The second test is all about how someone responds when life throws them off track, when things go wrong, plans fall apart, or losses hit hard. It's easy to be kind and graceful when everything's going well, when the spotlight is on you and the applause is loud. But real character shows up in the tough moments, when the world stops cheering and everything feels like it's crumbling. This test reveals whether a person will become bitter, blaming others for their problems, or whether they'll take responsibility and push through with courage. It shows if they'll let despair take over or if they'll find resilience, even if it's messy or imperfect. Because crisis doesn't build character from nothing, it uncovers what's already inside. Pressure strips away the fake confidence and reveals the real strength or weakness beneath. Understanding this is powerful for recognizing who can truly handle life's ups and downs. You can use this test to see beyond surface success and spot people who have the grit to keep going when things get hard. More importantly, it's a mirror for how you deal with your own struggles. Do you let setbacks break you, or do you learn and grow stronger? That answer shapes how you see yourself, long after the applause fades and the world quiets down. This test is vital because everyone faces tough times. How you react in those moments is the clearest sign of what's really inside you, and the same applies to those around you. Watching this in others helps you trust the people who will stand strong not just in good times, but through the storms too. The true X-ray of the person. These two tests, how someone treats the powerless and how they handle failure, are like powerful X-rays for the soul. They cut through everything we see on the surface. The charm, the confidence, the perfect image people work so hard to build. What's left beneath is the real structure of who they are. Imagine an X-ray machine that doesn't just show bones but reveals the hidden strengths and cracks inside a person's character. These moments strip away reputation and words and show you the raw, true self. It's why so many people get fooled by charm or status, because they never look beyond the surface. They miss the deeper picture. But when you really pay attention to these two tests, you start seeing people as they truly are. This helps you avoid being misled or disappointed by those who only perform but don't have real character. It also guides you to understand yourself better by recognizing when you're wearing a mask and when you're being true in difficult moments. This clear view, this true X-ray, helps you build relationships based on honesty and trust, not just appearances. It's a chance to live with more awareness about who you and others really are. Reflection on oneself. Now let's turn the mirror back on ourselves, because this isn't just about sizing up others. It's about looking honestly at who we are when no one's watching. How do we treat the parts of ourselves that feel small, weak, or unworthy? Our own struggles, doubts, and failures are a kind of powerless inside us. Do we meet those moments with harshness and denial, or with kindness and patience, the same way we'd hope others would treat us? And when life knocks us down, when our plans fail or losses hit us hard, what's our response? Do we lash out, shut down, or run away? Or do we let ourselves feel the pain and use it to grow stronger, even if it's messy or slow? This honest reflection can be uncomfortable because we all hold cracks in our character. But those cracks are also where growth happens. Understanding how we act in these two key moments, the powerless inside us and the hardships we face, shapes not just how others see us, but how we see ourselves deep down. When the noise fades and the spotlight goes out, this is the story we live by. So the question becomes, when the mask comes off, will you recognize and accept the face you see? Philosophical wisdom. Philosophers have wrestled with these ideas for centuries because they touch on something universal about being human. The Stoics, for example, believed that true virtue doesn't show in easy times but when we face hardship. They saw challenges not as punishments but as mirrors reflecting who we really are. Seneca, a famous Stoic, said, "Fire tests gold, misfortune tests the brave." It's a powerful way to understand that adversity reveals strength that's already inside us. It doesn't create it from nowhere. Across the world, other traditions have seen this same truth. In Eastern philosophy, kindness toward those who can't repay it is the highest sign of integrity. Confucius asked a question that still resonates today. What use is your virtue if it only reaches those in power? True goodness flows downward and outward. It's shown by how we treat the powerless and those who can't give us anything back. These timeless lessons from different cultures and times all point to the same two tests, showing that real character is universal and not tied to status or circumstance. Understanding this ancient wisdom helps us see that kindness and resilience aren't just nice qualities. They're at the heart of what it means to be truly good. Impossibility of pretending. Here's the thing, you can fake a lot in life, witty remarks, confidence, even kindness when it benefits you. But there are two moments where pretending is impossible. One is how you treat those who hold no power over you, and the other is how you react when everything falls apart. In these moments, your true nature slips out without filters or masks. no matter how polished your image is. Your automatic response to the powerless and your instinctive reaction to loss can't be faked for long. It's like your soul leaks out, showing either light or darkness. These are the cracks through which the real you shines or hides. That's why these two tests matter so much. They reveal the deepest truths about a person. While charm and status can fool many, your treatment of the powerless and your response to adversity expose the unfiltered reality of who you are. It's in these moments that the masks fall away, and only your true self is left standing. A new look at society. Imagine if we saw society through this new lens. What if we measured leaders not by their speeches or promises, but by how they treat the people behind the scenes, the staff no one notices on camera? What if we chose friends not by their hobbies or status, but by how they behave when life knocks them down? What if we judged ourselves not by achievements or titles, but by how we move through moments of powerlessness and pain? If we lived with this mindset, everything would change. Our heroes wouldn't just be the glamorous or popular, they'd be the ones who show kindness without a second thought and resilience when life gets tough. Our villains would be clearer too, no longer hidden behind charm or success. Society would start rewarding true character, not just polished performances. This idea invites us to shift our focus from surface-level appearances to deeper truths. It challenges us to build a world that honors honesty, compassion, and strength through hardship. By changing how we see power and character, we can create stronger communities and more genuine connections. Paradox of power. Here's where it gets really interesting. When you have power, you hold control over those without it. How you treat the powerless shows what kind of person you are when you're on top. But then there's the other side. When power leaves you and you face loss and helplessness, your true self shows again in how you handle that vulnerability. These two extremes, holding power and losing it, are like the bookends of human experience. How you behave in these moments tells the whole story about who you really are inside. If power makes you cruel or selfish, and losing power turns you bitter or angry, then no matter how polished your image is in regular life, you've failed the tests that truly matter. This paradox reveals that power doesn't just change how others see you, it shows who you are behind the scenes. It pushes you to reflect on your own behavior in every situation. Because the truth about your character emerges most clearly when you're either holding control or feeling powerless. Invitation to transformation. Here's the hard truth. It's uncomfortable to look closely at ourselves because we know what we might find. We've all been impatient when someone deserved kindness. We've all snapped under pressure. We've all seen our flaws appear when life gets real and heavy. But maybe that's exactly where the invitation lies, not to pretend we're perfect, but to use these two moments as mirrors for growth. We can choose to practice kindness, even when it costs us nothing, and to build resilience even when it demands everything we've got. It's through these choices that real character isn't just revealed, it's actually shaped and strengthened. So the next time you want to understand someone, don't get distracted by charm, status, or impressive highlights. Instead, watch how they treat those with no power and how they hold up under pressure. And when it's your turn, whether you have power or you've been stripped of it, remember this: the world is watching. But more importantly, you are watching yourself. The story you tell yourself about who you are is written in these moments. When the mask falls, will you recognize the person staring back? So next time you wonder who someone really is, don't get lost in their charm or status. Look instead at how they treat those with nothing to give and how they respond when life hits them hard. Those two things will tell you more than 1,000 words ever could. And when it's your turn to face the world, whether you're holding power or feeling powerless, remember you are watching yourself just as much as the world is watching you. The story of who you are is written in those moments. So ask yourself, when the mask falls away, will you recognize the face that's left? If this message resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe to the Wise Mind channel, like this video, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new story that challenges how you see the world and yourself. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.